Well, that was timing. I don't know if I got it on the camera though. Oh, there she went again. Somebody coughing. Must have the corona. Oh, wait. Vaccinate for that. I didn't do any video yesterday, so this is Thursday morning. Just one of those days yesterday. Didn't really get a chance to turn it on and do it. So you missed a day. No biggie. Maybe the one in front of her farted and she didn't like it. A younger cow. She's a 6 number. Here's what I wanted to show you though. Well, just because I got down here and saw it out of the corner of my eye. Just a little boy. And keep in mind, he is standing downhill from his mother. I don't know who. Well, she's got a dot on her head. I know that much. I don't know what her number is. And I don't know how old he is, but we got some of them probably need to come off the cows, but I got to make a place to put them. Some of them need to be on the cow for another couple months too, because they're that young. But in the scheme of things, generally we wean all of them at the same time. Kind of hit some of them in the shorts, but realistically, they've all been on milk long enough. I mean, if they were bottle babies, you'd already took them off the cow. And things are kind of they look a lot greener in the picture than they here, especially if I keep it turned this way. That field up there looks green. There's a tin of green to stuff. The last few mornings, the dew's been pretty heavy. Not really so much this morning, which is kind of surprising because it's cooler this morning. And this morning at 4:37 a.m., they issued a heat advisory. Well, let me see. It's supposed to be 98 tomorrow and 100 on Saturday. Where was their heat advisory issues 2 weeks ago when we were 105 degrees all freaking week? And at the same time, they issued a fire advisory. Well, actually at 5:30 this morning, they issued the high fire danger advisory. But it's only from 5:30 this morning until Saturday evening. It's like, is it magically going to cool way off and get wet as soon as we have a 100-degree day? Yeah, brilliant. Fires should all be shut down anyway because the forestry's fire danger signs are about as far as they go. I don't know how much they can really do right now. I'm sure it's no later than a 1 o'clock shutdown, and when it's 1 o'clock shutdown, somebody's got to sit there and watch over everything for 3 hours after the fact. Makes it a pain in the butt. It's also times when if we're in the field with a combine, I like to have the disc not too far behind it. And if we're going to do that, we got to get the big baler cleaned up because that's the only thing I got to put the disc on at the moment. Well, put the disc on the 2-wheel drive, but it doesn't pull the hills the same. And the Versatile's not together, so haven't even finished tearing it apart. Anyway, I figured I'd show you some cows this morning since most of them are up. Dino's standing there in the middle of the screen trying to hide behind that cow. And I don't see Bam Bam. He may be over there in the feeder. Put you up here a little higher. Far one, kind of middle of the screen, might be him. Dark enough and big enough. Could be a cow too. Anyway, there's why our cows get thin this time of year. Yeah, you. Because you're just a-eating and a-eating and a-eating. And the sad thing is, with no pasture at the moment, these girls still had hay in this barn last night, and they're down low enough they'll have to get some bales today. And those over there got a new bale yesterday afternoon, and it's about gone. And talked to Tom yesterday, and he said they're supposed to get the pump motor out of town today. They were hoping to get into town yesterday and get it picked up, but he said it would be today. So if it works out, he'll get everything back together on it, get it all ready to go, maybe today, if not today, tomorrow. So we might get some water flying this weekend. And I'm hoping that pump's going to pump enough that I can run that big traveler up above and run a little traveler down here in the bottom. Either way, I just got to keep critters away from it, which is going to be interesting. I mean, the cows and the calves won't do too much, maybe. But if the bull decides he wants a rubbing post, yeah, that can make some damage. So, anyway, that's the status on that. It would have been nice to have water flying when we put the pump in the first time. You know, it takes a little time out of every day moving stuff, but we would have already saved about probably 30 big bales of hay. Do the math on that, 1,300 pounds a piece or so. That's a lot of feed we've already fed. And winter's not here yet. And I just hope we get enough water on when we can to really get the grass to come back. Hopefully it hasn't gotten to the point where it's gone dormant and doesn't want to come back for another couple months. So, anyhow. And yeah, little baler's still sitting here. It needs to get cleaned out and put away. It gets cleaned all the way up, and probably see if I can work on that fan before it gets moved back. It's going to end up probably up on the hill, because I really don't have any place here to put it. I'm trying to figure out where we're going to put a few other things. I mean, the big baler's got its bay here in the machine shed. Other things could fit in there, but, you know, that's tall enough. It fits nicely. Stuff stacked in behind it. But there's no room for that at the moment. Except we do have a few things to do something with. Corona. Mom was saying the other day, we've got to do something with Dad's old service truck. I mean, I don't think we're going to fix it up. I ain't got the time or the money to do that. She was talking at one point about donating it somewhere. We'll put an ad. Maybe somebody will buy it for, you know, if somebody would buy it for $1,000. Last time we tried to start it, it didn't want to start, but it runs good. And the engine's not factory. And needs some brake work's the biggest thing. Rear axle housing's broke, but that can be repaired. And I can't see it from here. We got the little white flatbed. It, for some reason, decided to quit running a while back. Well, you sound just wonderful there, girl. I wish I could read your tag. Hopefully she's just making a little breathing noise to be making breathing noise, but it's also that time of year, dust pneumonia. And I really have no idea who she is, but she's sniffing my hand. Huh? You're not so sure? But you're not afraid. Usually dust pneumonia, I mean, the cows will usually get past it on their own without too much trouble. You hear them wheezing for a couple of days, but we also keep a close eye on them when we know it. So, anyway, oh, there's 10 minutes of your day already. 10 minutes just looking at cows, talking about how we got nowhere to put stuff. Weren't for cows, we'd have all kinds of storage. I mean, a lot of it's low storage, but we could literally park everything inside and wouldn't have to leave half of it outside. He ain't all that big, but he's built like a brick shithouse. He's one solid mass. I don't know who he is either. Oh well. Yeah, you got to see a few. There's a pretty good sized heifer in the middle of the screen. Let's do this. Zoom in on her. She's not too bad a size. She was looking straight at me. Chicken heifer, anyway. The sad thing is, in the other bunch, there's a few of the calves that are damn near as big as the coming 2-year-old. You got to take a double take on a few of them. Oh well, I may get you some more later. We'll see how the day goes. In the meantime, things to do. Trying it the same way we do the big baler, sort of. We just got it out about a foot. Well, now we'll pull on it again. Should have it all the way out. Couldn't get to enough of it this side of the chain, so hopefully we got the change. We always had leaf blowers for cleaning equipment up. I've been doing a little research. It's a 20 volt, not the 2060 flex volt stuff, because I do have other 20 volt equipment. That's 18 volt next to it, but it's getting harder to find 18 volt stuff, so we're going to get a couple adapters and use all 20 volt batteries, since we still got good 18 volt batteries, but we're getting less and less. I just put the battery in there. The charger says it's charged, but the thing on the battery says it's only part charged. Okay, whatever. So I guess we'll run her down first, but it seems to blow good. This one is supposed to be 450 cubic feet a minute and 125 miles an hour. They're cheap until you buy the battery and the charger, and you know, the smaller batteries work in them too, but what I've found is people say, yeah, they work for like 15 minutes. Well, that's fine. That'll do most things. Bigger batteries obviously work longer. Any replacement batteries we get are going to be the bigger ones anyway, because the smaller ones, even on a grease can, don't last that long. So, hey, spent some money today. That'll end up in the service truck eventually. And that one there to go with it. Also 20 volt, don't have to play around. Yeah, I didn't want to spend that much money, but I did. Could have put that money somewhere else. But we kind of need something to blow stuff with. I really don't feel like spending the time to dig out the big air compressor, and we don't need the big air compressor for what we need to clean up. That'll do 90% of what needs to be done, and the rest comes off with water. So anyway, now you know I spent money today. The two of them, I was going to get without the battery and the charger, because I have a charger and I got the smaller batteries. It's like, you know what? And then we're going to get another battery. What the heck, right? What's another 75, 80 bucks? Well, we couldn't find any other batteries. So I got the one with the battery in it. 220 bucks, and the other was like 100 and, I don't know, 100 and something anyway. Just about 360 for all of it. I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon, so. And yep, all the junk's still in here. This place needs to get blown out. That'll be a good test for that too after we do some equipment. Because things are, cobwebs and dog hair, and see, those batteries are covered. Oh well, I'll get you some more maybe. People wonder why I get narrow-minded. Number one, clean the baler up this morning. I've been over an hour and a half getting what she missed, and I'm still not done. What is left is actually up in where the crank is. The stuffer crank. I got the tubes blown out. I got everything else blown out. I got all the piles of crap that were packed around the knotter bases, the mounts. Fine box has not been opened. Hopefully they're dry enough to blow what little bit is in there out. But the rest of it, you really got to just hose it if you're going to get it. And man, I'm just looking real forward to laying down underneath that thing so I can reach up inside and dig that crap out that I can't get it to hose out. But I'm going to keep trying to hose it just because I'm stubborn and I really don't want to lay down in that all wet crap underneath there. My plan was by now to have this thing off the tractor and parked in the barn up on the hill and be back and maybe get the combine moved up to start working on it. Or get the big baler out and get the bale out of it and get started on it, get it out of the way. Only advantage for it is it's kind of out of the way right up until we start hauling grain in, and the tractor's in the way. Because when we haul in here, I got to back the tractor and trailer in from where it's sitting, and backs right in here, right to that gate. So yeah, fun day. Now when I do get done, I got to wait for this thing to dry off enough that I can use my new toy and clean the twine boxes out without getting all that crap stuck to the baler. Oh well. Going on 4 o'clock. So I've got almost 2 hours on this. Go figure. Anyway, hey, hit the like if you haven't. Subscribe if you like. Yada yada, you know what they say. And how they say it's free. So, thank you for watching. Just another freaking day in paradise. A little more for this video. Some of you know we had trouble with the knotter fan on the little baler. Started out for the season, ended up having to stick my knife blade between the slats and get it spinning. It worked fine. Then one day, it quit working. It even popped a 30 amp fuse to the switch. And I got it apart, could not even turn it when I got it off. I worked it for a while before I got to turn it. By the way, that little cross right there, yeah, there's just a floating pin. Dowel pin goes through the shaft on the motor. And a clip on the outside that is so freaking small that I don't have a pair of pliers made for that small enough to do it. This thing was packed full of shit. Still got some in there that didn't want to blow out. I think this being packed full of shit put a little pressure on the motor and made the motor not want to turn. I'm thinking, see where them little divots are? Or little bumpies? Yeah, there's divots on this side so you know where they're at. They all have a pretty decent center hole in them. I don't want to knock this thing out of balance, but I'm going to drill holes there so the crap can get out. I might even go in the outer section and put some holes. Because that's no good when the crap can't get out. It just holds it all there. And this fits so tight in the housing that it's up against the motor, literally. So, we're going to see what happens there. At least the stuff can fall out. I did get it working. I spent a few minutes, hooked it up to the tractor battery, and had to play with it and beat on it. It spins free now. Look at this. Well, it's a permanent magnet motor, so it's not free, but I'm turning it with my hand. I'm debating on whether I knock these frickin' rivets out and pop it apart and clean it up. It's supposed to be sealed. And honest, I don't remember what year we got that baler. 16, 17, I don't know. We had one like it before, but had issues with it. That's why we got the brand new one. One like it before was also, 20 years old. I like the fan on the old one a lot better than this one. It never not worked. This one's had issues. And this one also packed full of crap all the time. Since this baler was made, they've got a reverser on those. Every so often it reverses and blows the crap off the screen. But they put it where everything off the plunger goes straight into it. It's not, I don't know. Once again, an engineer designed it. Engineer that worked in a clean environment, didn't have it out in the field using it. Location on the old baler was a whole lot better. Fan was better too. Well, I don't know. This fan may be great, just not where it's mounted. So anyway, I'm debating if I knock those. The rivets are part of the tail cap. It's all formed. So if I do knock them out, I got to drill them out and either put real rivets in or screw it together. But the way it sounds, I'm really sure I do want to take it apart. Well, need to take it apart, not want to take it apart. Two different things. So that's what I'm probably going to do. But I am going to drill some holes in that fan so it can drain, because The way that housing's laying right there, that's just about how it lays on the baler. So anything gets into that fan, it can't get out. All it can do is keep packing in, and that's half the problem. And the other half is, say, I think it just put enough bind on that shaft. Now, we'll find out, 'cause I'm going to take it apart. I mean, I'm not out anything. It can't work the way it is. So if I mess it up, it's a new fan anyway, at least a new motor. So that's my plan. Yay. Oh yeah, look, it's going on 5 now. But the baler's cleaned up. I did miss a couple spots here and there. Disappointed in myself, but there's spots that I couldn't see when it was down there in the muck. Only reason I saw them now is trying to get the fan out.